Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I want to show you a project that I've been working on this evening. It's just a pillow that I've made, a tossed pillow out of a quilt block that I had left over from a quilting project. So I've done another video on making pillows. It's a couple of years ago, I believe, and it was making them out of bandanas for a friend of mine for her family room. And so this is the same procedure, but this time I'm using a quilt block instead of a bandana. So this was just kind of a startup project to get me back kind of in the swing of things. I've been kind of haven't exactly been laid up, but I've been having a lot of back pain this week, so I've stayed off the long arm and I've stayed away from my sewing machine. So this is my first sewing project in a week, so hopefully in the morning my back will still feel okay, and then I can do a little bit more. But anyway, wanted to show you how I'm making this pillow. What I'm doing on this is making a pillow topper. I'm making a pillow, actually. This is the top piece, and I've got backing, batting, and a quilt block that I put a frame around or a 2-inch border, and I'm basting the outer edges right now, and then I'll do some quilting on this. So I'm using a walking foot, and I'm basting at 3.0. Okay, that was my last row, and I've got this pin basted down with just straight pins. I'm not using safety pins or anything like that. And next thing I want to do is I want to do stitch in the ditch around the border, and I'm going to stay at 3.0. I don't want really tight quilting in here, so I'm going to stay in the ditch the best I can. And stop with the needle down and pivot and go down the other side. And I'm trying not to slide my hands because I could snag a pin and hurt myself. And I'll pull out pins as I come to them if they're in the way. Pivot here and then stitch over. Okay, now I have all my lines marked, and I've got a square and a square thing going on here, and then these corners I'm going to be just doing a straight line of quilting, and I'm going to move these pins so that I can pull them from the side I'm quilting on, and I'm going to be quilting from the back side So I need to be able to pull the pins from the back side. And I'm using a different set of pins than I normally do because all of the pins I normally use are all occupied at the moment. I'm using them. They're in some applique pieces that I'm working on, and I'll have a video showing you what I'm doing with that. That is a sew along that I'm doing. It's a design from another quilter, and let's see, I think I got them all. Let's got one. Pin cushion. Okay, so I think I'm about ready. I'm going to do the big diamond first. And I'm going to backstitch a little bit. I just follow my lines, and this is an air soluble marker. So these lines will disappear. In fact, they may disappear before I'm gone if I take too long, but I think I'll be able to get it done in time. Now, I don't normally sew on or quilt on my sewing machine, so that's the only thing I'm comfortable with is straight line quilting on this machine. And I'm using my walking foot so that the layers don't shift too much. Now there's a way to do the square in a square thing without stopping, and I needed to really have started like in the center here, but I started on the point. So I'm going to leave this point here on this section here unquilted, and I'll show you how to do this without stopping. So when I get to this point here, instead of going to this corner, I'm going to turn and go around. Take that pin out. And it's always going to leave, it's going to wind up leaving a section unquilted that I'll have to pick up later. Turn to do this. now I'm going to work my way back out. Get these threads out, okay. There we go. I'm all the way back out. And I'm going to go back. Okay, let me cut my threads, and then I just got a couple more lines to quilt. Okay, so now I want to do these out here. There we go. All right, here we go. And let me pull or snip off the loose threads. So here we go. This is doing a square and a square for a pillow top. And next thing I need to do is to trim it and make the backing. This will be an envelope back. Okay, so the back pieces. I have a double fold hem here that is 1/4 of an inch double fold hem. So I folded it over 1/4 of an inch and then another 1/4 of an inch, and I sewed that. These pieces are cut 18 inches long by about 12 3/4 inches wide. So what I have is like a 6-inch overlap here. So if you don't want as much overlap, you don't need to cut it as wide. You could cut it narrower, but I like the wider gap because then when it's too narrow, it gapes open with the volume of the pillow, and then your pillow shows the pillow form, and I don't want that. So this is what I'm going to do. And of course you can always do things like put in zippers and buttons, that kind of thing, but that's not my plan for this top. So we're going to just sew all the way around, 1/4 inch in, and then back stitch here. And I'm using Wonder Clips here. Okay, stop with the needle down and pivot. This is where the two pieces line up, so I'm going to straighten that out a little bit. And if you want, you can backstitch here to reinforce that, because that area will get some extra stress. Erase that. Got my Wonder clips clipped upside down, so it's making things a little difficult here. That's much better. They're catching on the little bit of a ledge here. Let me do one more stitch. There we go. Almost done. Just got to turn this corner. And then overlap. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the corners and then turn and press, and then stuff it with the pillow form. So I'm going to trim these corners, and I'm going to grade them back a little bit, like here, just like that. Just trim them back. And this will just make a nicer point. Another thing you can do is you can treat these just like a little quilt and sew this wrong sides together and bind it. Still using this envelope method. Okay, I'm going to turn this. So I'm just going to reach in and grab a corner and turn it right side out. That. And then do the same here. Okay. Here we go. So there is the pillow. And I need to press this, and I need to work on these corners a little bit. So I've got my corner turner, and let's put it here in the back, and then I'm going to ease out these corners. Okay, this one. That's good. Actually, these corners turned really well. That grading method really helps. Okay, so let me press this, and that'll just help press the lining back so the lining won't want to roll forward. So I'm going to press this down, and then I'm going to stuff this with the pillow form. Okay, here's my pillow form. Let me show you the pillow. This is the back, and I just pressed it so it's nice and smooth. Here's the front, and just pick up all my little threads here, or try to. So there's the square and a square. I think that turned out really nice. I didn't do anything extra in the border. I just let that go. That's just a 2-inch border, and these are 2 inches apart anyway, so I figured that was good enough. And then here's my envelope back, and I've got this much space. It overlaps this much. It's about 6 inches. So I think that'll keep that from gaping. At least it has on my other pillows. So this is my pillow form. It's an 18-inch polyfill by Fairfield. I bought this when it was on sale, and this one has a zipper in it. Let me show you. Get the package open. So I try to buy any pillow forms and all my batting on sale. That's one way to help save money on my hobby. So here is, it does have a zipper here. It's a small one, but if you ever need to replace your filling, you can do that there. So, and there's the tag here. You can leave it in or remove it or do whatever you like. I'm going to just fold this in. And then to get this is the hardest part, is getting the pillow form in. This quilt block was an extra that I had. I have 2 of these, but I only had one 18-inch pillow form. I do have a 16-inch, but not an 18-inch. So I'm going to find the other edge, and we're just going to stuff this right in. So even this isn't that difficult. So this is really actually a pretty easy project. I move that. It keeps sliding around on me. So how this is, you can see how this lays. It doesn't want to gape open. Now if I only had like a 1.5 inch or a 3-inch overlap, this would be gaping open. And I've got 2 pillow forms that I made with that, and that was from a pattern that I found online. And I only did it with those 2 pillows, and I haven't done it since. I've just increased it to 6 inches, and that prevents any gaping. So here we go. This is the pillow. It's nice and fluffy, and it's ready to go on my sofa. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.